How to handle the most common challenges of reporting and dashboard creation for organizations, with multiple case studies. Introduction. In a world increasingly driven by data, the ability to turn raw information into meaningful insight has become a critical skill for every organization. Reporting and dashboard creation sit at the heart of this transformation. Whether it's a weekly operations report, an executive dashboard for strategic decisions, or a real-time KPI tracker for frontline staff, the value of effective data communication cannot be overstated. Yet, for many organizations, the journey toward reliable, actionable reporting is riddled with obstacles. Data lives in silos. Stakeholders speak different languages. Tools are abundant but often underutilized or misused. Reports get built, only to be ignored. Dashboards are launched, only to be abandoned. Sound familiar? This book is your practical guide to identifying and overcoming the most common challenges in reporting and dashboard development. It's grounded not only in theory and best practices, but in real-world case studies that expose what works and what doesn't across a variety of industries and organizational sizes. Who this book is for? Data analysts and BI developers who want to streamline reporting processes and create dashboards people actually use. IT leaders and data managers seeking strategies to manage complexity and scale reporting infrastructure. Business stakeholders and decision makers who rely on data to drive outcomes and want to improve the quality and impact of what they receive. Anyone working to make their organization more data-driven. Whether you're just beginning to build your reporting capabilities or refining a mature system, this book offers insights you can immediately apply. What you'll learn. In the chapters that follow, we'll walk through the fundamentals of reporting and dashboard design that apply across tools and industries. The top challenges organizations face, including data quality, tool sprawl, stakeholder misalignment, performance issues, and adoption gaps. Proven strategies and frameworks to overcome these obstacles. Case studies from real organizations that illustrate success and failure with actionable takeaways. How to future-proof your reporting capabilities with architecture, governance, and cultural alignment. Each section is designed to help you diagnose problems, implement solutions, and deliver reporting that's not just accurate, but also relevant, timely, and trusted. How to use this book. You can read this book cover to cover or jump directly to the sections most relevant to your role or challenge. If you're facing slow dashboards, go straight to the chapter on performance. If you're struggling to get buy-in, the adoption and engagement section will help. The case studies are designed to be standalone, offering condensed lessons that mirror real reporting environments. The ability to tell a clear story with data is one of the most powerful assets an organization can have. With the right foundation and practical tools, you can overcome the chaos and confusion that too often surrounds reporting and create dashboards and insights that drive real business impact. Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Role of Data in Modern Organizations. 1.1 The Age of Data. We live in an era where data is not just a byproduct of business processes, it is the business. From customer transactions and website visits to internal operations and market trends, organizations are flooded with data. But raw data in itself is not valuable. Its true power lies in how it is transformed into insight through effective reporting and dashboards. In modern organizations, data-driven decision-making is no longer a competitive advantage, it's a necessity. Reporting and dashboards serve as the nerve center for this transformation, helping leaders and teams translate numbers into action. 1.2 Reporting versus dashboards, a clarification. Though often used interchangeably, reporting and dashboards serve different purposes. Reports, typically static or scheduled outputs of data in tabular or summarized format, designed to answer specific, often recurring business questions, e.g., monthly sales reports, compliance summaries. Dashboards, dynamic, often interactive visual displays of key metrics and data points, designed for monitoring and quick decision-making, e.g., real-time operational dashboards, executive KPIs. Both are crucial. Reports provide depth and detail, dashboards offer speed and clarity. A mature organization learns to strike a balance between the two. 1.3 Why reporting and dashboards matter. Reporting and dashboards are not just technical outputs, they are strategic assets. Here's why. Clarity, they distill complex data into understandable insights. Accountability, by exposing metrics and trends, they help teams own their performance. Speed, real-time dashboards allow for faster responses to business changes. Alignment, when everyone sees the same data, teams move in the same direction. Optimization, reports help identify inefficiencies and areas for improvement. Example, a logistics company uses a dashboard to track delivery delays in real time. With color-coded alerts, managers can take immediate action, rerouting shipments, reallocating drivers, or communicating with customers. 1 point for key stakeholders in reporting and dashboards. Creating impactful dashboards or reports isn't just a technical exercise, it requires understanding the people involved. Each group has unique expectations. Executives want high-level overviews and strategic KPIs. Managers need operational dashboards to track team performance. Analysts require detailed reports to perform deep dives and modeling. Operations staff look for simple visual tools to support daily activities. IT's data teams ensure data pipelines, tools, and governance are in place. One of the most common challenges is creating one-size-fits-all dashboards. This rarely works. Stakeholder-specific reporting is essential. 1.5 The life cycle of a report or dashboard. Effective dashboards don't magically appear. They evolve through a cycle. 1. Discovery, understand the business need and target audience. 2. Design, choose the right metrics, layout, and visuals. 3. Development, connect to data sources, build, and iterate. 4. Testing, validate accuracy, performance, and usability. 5. Deployment, share securely with appropriate users. 6. Maintenance, continuously improve and update as needs evolve. Skipping any of these steps often leads to reports that are ignored, misunderstood, or misused. 1.6 Data as a language of business. When well crafted, dashboards and reports act as a common language across departments. They break down silos. They replace guesswork with evidence. They enable conversations that start with "what does the data say?" rather than "what do we think?" However, without structure, governance, and clarity, the language of data can quickly become fragmented, leading to inconsistent metrics, duplicated efforts, and mistrust. This is why organizations must treat reporting not as an afterthought, but as a core competency. 1.7 Common pitfalls when reporting is not prioritized. Here's what often happens in organizations without a structured approach. Multiple versions of the truth, different teams report different numbers for the same metric. Manual reporting chaos, analysts spend hours copying and pasting data in Excel. Low trust in data, decision-makers ignore dashboards they don't understand or believe. Underutilized tools, expensive BI platforms sit idle due to poor onboarding. Each of these pitfalls will be addressed in upcoming chapters, with case studies that show how real organizations overcame them. 1.8 Looking ahead. In the chapters that follow, we'll explore not just the technical and design aspects of reporting and dashboard creation, but also the human and organizational challenges. You'll learn how to work across departments to align metrics, deal with messy data, drive adoption and engagement, and ultimately build a reporting ecosystem that supports smarter, faster, and more confident decision-making. 1.1 Understanding reports versus dashboards. While the terms are often used interchangeably, reports and dashboards serve different purposes. Reports are typically detailed, static documents focused on delivering structured information, often in tables or formatted narratives. They are ideal for deep dives, historical analysis, and compliance documentation. Dashboards are visual, interactive tools designed for real-time monitoring and quick decision-making. Dashboards display key performance indicators, KPIs, and metrics in a concise format, often using charts, graphs, and visual cues. Feature report dashboard. Frequency periodic, daily, monthly, real-time or near real-time. Format tabular, textual visual, graphical. Purpose: detailed analysis, auditing, monitoring, decision-making. Interactivity: low-high, filters, drill downs. Understanding this difference ensures you choose the right tool for the right task. 1.2 Purpose-driven design. Before you design anything, ask a critical question. What decision should this report or dashboard support? All design choices should stem from this purpose. If your goal is to track sales performance, focus on KPIs like revenue, conversion rate, and pipeline velocity, not vanity metrics or irrelevant details. Key considerations. Who is the audience? What are their goals? What decisions do they need to make from this information? How frequently do they need to access it? 1. 3. Choosing the right metrics. One of the most common pitfalls in reporting is data overload. More data doesn't equal more insight. In fact, irrelevant data dilutes focus. Key terms. Metric: a quantifiable measure used to track progress or performance. KPI: key performance indicator, a critical metric aligned with strategic business goals. Data point: a single value within a metric. Example: for a customer service team. Metric: average call duration. KPI: our first call resolution rate. Data point: a 5-minute call handled by Agent A. When selecting KPIs, ensure they are relevant to the business objective, actionable, you can influence them, measurable and consistent. 1 point for best practices in dashboard design. 1. Simplicity is key. Avoid clutter. Every element should have a purpose. Use white space, limit the number of visuals per page, and prioritize high-value information. 2. Use the right visuals. Bar charts for comparisons. Line charts for trends over time. Pie charts sparingly, only for simple part-whole relationships. Tables for detailed data or precise values. Tip: if it takes more than 5 seconds to understand a visual, it's too complex. 3. Layout matters. Place the most important metrics at the top left, eye movement starts here. Group related visuals. Maintain consistency in format, color, and scale. 4. Use color wisely. Use color to highlight, not decorate. Apply red for alerts, green for good performance, and keep the overall palette minimal. 5. Interactivity and filters. Enable drill downs, date filters, and segmentation, e.g., region, product line. This gives users flexibility while keeping the dashboard clean. 1.5 Common pitfalls to avoid. Mistake: why it's harmful. Too many KPIs dilutes focus, causes confusion. Inconsistent data sources breaks trust in accuracy. Ignoring end-user feedback leads to low adoption. Lack of performance optimization: slow load times reduce usability. Designing for yourself, not users, fails to meet business needs. 1. 6K snapshot: redesigning an executive sales dashboard. A multinational sales organization had a cluttered dashboard showing over 30 metrics. Executives were overwhelmed and couldn't find key figures during meetings. A redesign process involved interviewing executives to identify top 5 KPIs, grouping visuals by region and product, removing irrelevant metrics, implementing filters and mobile responsiveness. Result: decision-making speed improved, and dashboard usage increased by 65% in 3 months. 1.7 Summary. Effective reporting and dashboarding start with understanding their purpose and audience. By focusing on clarity, relevance, and usability, organizations can transform raw data into powerful insights that drive action. Chapter 2: Knowing your audience. Creating effective reports and dashboards isn't just about visual appeal or technical accuracy, it's about delivering insights that matter to the right people, in the right way, at the right time. To do that, you must start with a clear understanding of your audience. 2.1 Why audience matters. Every stakeholder in an organization has different goals, levels of data literacy, and decision-making responsibilities. A one-size-fits-all dashboard approach often leads to confusion, disengagement, or misinterpretation. Understanding your audience allows you to select the right KPIs and metrics, choose the right level of detail, use the right visualizations, tailor the narrative and tone to fit the user. 2.2 Types of stakeholders. Understanding who will use the report or dashboard is the first and most critical step. Here are the primary categories of stakeholders and their typical needs. 1. Executives, C-level, directors. Focus, strategic KPIs, high-level performance, trends, forecasts. Needs, quick insights, summaries, comparisons against goals. Preferred format, mobile-friendly dashboards, summary pages, visual trends. Example KPI are year-over-year revenue growth. 2. Managers and team leads. Focus, tactical performance, team or department level KPIs. Needs, granular breakdowns, performance alerts, drill downs. Preferred format, interactive dashboards with filters and drill through. Example KPI, weekly sales by region. 3. Analysts and data professionals. Focus, raw data, ad hoc analysis, pattern discovery. Needs, access to full datasets, ability to export or query. Preferred format, tabular data, pivot tables, export options. Example KPI, a campaign click-through rate segmented by channel. For frontline staff, sales representatives, agents, technicians. Focus, operational metrics relevant to day-to-day tasks. Needs, real-time alerts, clear actions, minimal complexity. Preferred format, simple visuals, red, yellow, green indicators. Example KPI, number of open support tickets. 2.3 The stakeholder interview process. To define your audience properly, conducting a structured stakeholder interview is crucial. Key questions to ask include: what are your main goals or priorities? Which decisions do you make regularly? What data do you currently use? Is it sufficient? What frustrates you about your current reports? How often do you need this information? Do you prefer visual dashboards or detailed reports? Document the answers carefully. You'll often uncover hidden needs or misaligned assumptions about what data is actually important. 2.4 Case study, misaligned dashboards lead to decision paralysis. Company, a growing SaaS firm with 300+ employees. Problem, executives weren't using the company's dashboards, while middle managers complained of being data blinded. Diagnosis. Dashboards had too many metrics, 40+ KPIs per page. No filtering by department or role. Charts lacked clear titles and context. Executives had to sift through irrelevant details. Solution. Stakeholder interviews identified core KPIs for each role. Created 3 dashboards, one for executives, one for department heads, and one for operations. Reduced visual clutter by 60%. Introduced a snapshot summary page for executives. Implemented weekly feedback sessions. Outcome. Executive engagement with dashboards increased from 15% to 80%. Weekly meetings became shorter and more data-driven. Data trust and usage improved significantly across teams. 2.5 Tailoring reports to the audience. Once you've defined your audience, here's how to tailor your dashboards accordingly. Audience depth of detail, frequency, visuals needed, interaction level. Executives low, high level, weekly KPIs, trends low. Managers medium, daily tables, filters, KPIs medium. Analysts high, on-demand raw data, drill downs high. Frontline staff very low, real-time gauges, alerts very low. Use this matrix as a guide when deciding what data to show, what visuals to use, how frequently to refresh, how much interactivity to include. 2.6 Accessibility and inclusivity. Consider your audience's technical literacy, accessibility needs, and device preferences. Use plain language and tooltips. Avoid jargon unless it's role-specific. Make dashboards mobile responsive. Ensure colorblind, friendly palettes. Provide print-friendly or downloadable versions. 2.7 Continuous feedback and iteration. Your audience's needs may change. So must your dashboards. Tips. Schedule quarterly dashboard reviews. Add a feedback button directly to your dashboards. Run quick surveys after implementation. Identify dashboard champions in each department. 2.8 Summary. Understanding your audience is the foundation of successful reporting and dashboard creation. Without this clarity, even the most beautiful dashboards will fail to deliver value. Key takeaways. Know who you're designing for and what decisions they need to make. Customize metrics, detail level, and interactivity accordingly. Involve stakeholders early and often. Continuously seek feedback and iterate. Chapter 3, Overview of Reporting and BI Tools. Introduction. Choosing the right tools for reporting and dashboard creation is critical for delivering actionable insights and fostering data-driven decision-making. The tool you choose influences how easily you can extract data, analyze it, and present it in a meaningful way to stakeholders. In this chapter, we explore the most commonly used business intelligence (BI) tools, compare their strengths and weaknesses, and walk through a real-world case study of a company transitioning to a more advanced reporting solution. 3.1 What to look for in a BI tool. Before diving into specific tools, let's clarify the core capabilities every good BI platform should provide. Ease of use, intuitive interface for both technical and non-technical users. Integration, ability to connect with multiple data sources, databases, CRMs, ERPs, APIs. Data transformation, built-in features for cleaning, aggregating, and transforming data. Visualization, variety and flexibility of chart types and customization. Collaboration and sharing, ability to share dashboards securely with different stakeholders. Scalability and performance, handles increasing data volume and users. Security, row-level security, role-based access, compliance with regulations. Cost, license fees, implementation costs, and maintenance overhead. 3.2 Comparison of popular BI tools. Here's a comparison of the most widely used BI tools. 1. Microsoft Power BI. Strengths. Tight integration with Microsoft ecosystem, Excel, Azure, SharePoint. Powerful DAX language for custom measures. Regular updates and large community. Affordable pricing. Weaknesses. Complex DAX learning curve. Performance issues with very large datasets, unless using direct query or premium. Best for companies using Microsoft Stack, SMEs to large enterprises. 2. Tableau. Strengths. Best-in-class visualizations and interactivity. Strong community and ecosystem. Extensive third-party integrations. Weaknesses. Higher cost, especially for enterprise licenses. Steeper learning curve for advanced functions. Best for data-focused organizations, agencies, enterprises needing advanced visuals. 3. Looker, now part of Google Cloud. Strengths. Centralized semantic layer using LookML. Strong integration with BigQuery and cloud-native architecture. Version control and development model. Weaknesses. Requires technical skill to model data. Less flexible for quick dashboarding by business users. Best for cloud-first companies, organizations with strong data teams. 4. Google Data Studio, now Looker Studio. Strengths. Free to use. Great for Google product integrations, ads, analytics, sheets. Easy to share and embed. Weaknesses. Limited in performance and functionality for complex reporting. Few advanced analytical features. Best for e-marketing teams, startups, Google ecosystem users. 5. Excel. Strengths. Ubiquitous and familiar. Great for ad hoc analysis and simple dashboards. OVBA and Power Query for extended functionality. Weaknesses. O manual processes prone to error. O poor scalability and collaboration. Best for individual analysts, legacy financial reporting. 3.3 Choosing the right tool for your organization. There's no one-size-fits-all solution. Instead, consider. Factor key question. Existing tech stack: do we use Microsoft, Google, AWS, or something else? Data complexity: do we need a semantic layer or just basic visualization? Team skill levels: can users write queries or scripts? Budget: are we ready for subscription and licensing costs? Scalability: will this tool grow with our business? Security requirements: do we need strict access controls, compliance, etc.? 3 point for case study: upgrading from Excel to Power BI. Background. Acme Distributors, a mid-sized logistics company, relied heavily on Excel for weekly sales, inventory, and delivery performance reporting. Each department maintained their own files, leading to version conflicts, formula errors, and time-consuming manual work. The problem: reports took hours each week to update manually. Inconsistencies across departments. Limited visibility into performance trends. Managers couldn't access reports on mobile devices. The solution. After a needs assessment, the team chose Power BI for the following reasons. Seamless integration with Excel and SQL Server. Affordable licensing. Self-service features for business users. Centralized data model for consistent metrics. Results. Reports now auto-refresh every morning. Executives access dashboards on their phones. Teams speak the same data language with consistent KPIs. Reduced manual effort by 80%, freeing time for analysis. 3.5 Key takeaways. The right BI tool depends on your team's needs, technical maturity, and infrastructure. Tools like Power BI and Tableau dominate for a reason, but free tools like Looker Studio or familiar ones like Excel still have a place. Avoid jumping into a tool just for popularity. Align the selection with your long-term data strategy. Standardizing tools across departments improves collaboration and governance. Chapter 4: Poor Data Quality. Introduction. One of the most pervasive and damaging challenges in reporting and dashboard creation is poor data quality. Regardless of how powerful your tools are or how well designed your dashboards look, if the underlying data is flawed, your insights will be misleading or outright wrong. This chapter explores the causes of poor data quality, its real-world consequences, and how to overcome it through practical strategies, illustrated by a case study. For point 1: Understanding data quality. Data quality refers to the condition of data based on factors such as accuracy, completeness, reliability, and relevance. High-quality data should be accurate, free from errors or inconsistencies. Complete, not missing values or records. Timely, updated and current. Consistent, uniform across systems and timeframes. Valid, conforming to expected formats and rules. When these attributes are missing, the integrity of reports and dashboards suffers. For point 2: Common causes of poor data quality. 1. Manual data entry errors. Typos, duplication, and formatting inconsistencies. Example: a user enters not applicable instead of leaving a field blank, skewing averages. 2. Data silos and integration gaps. Data is stored in disconnected systems, e.g., sales data in CRM, customer feedback in email surveys. Lack of integration results in outdated or missing insights. 3. Inconsistent definitions. Different teams define the same metric differently, e.g., active customer. Leads to conflicting reports and mistrust. 4. Outdated or stale data. Reports use data snapshots that are no longer relevant. Especially problematic in industries that need real-time insights, e.g., logistics, finance. 5. Lack of governance. No clear rules or ownership of data entry, validation, and cleansing. Data is collected without oversight or standards. For point 3, real-world impact of poor data quality. Eroded trust, executives stop using dashboards they perceive as wrong. Bad decisions based on flawed reports may lead to revenue loss, poor investments, or customer dissatisfaction. Wasted resources, time spent building reports on poor data is wasted. Regulatory risk, inaccurate data in regulated industries, e.g., finance, healthcare, can lead to fines or legal trouble. For point 4, case study, cleaning customer churn data for a SaaS company. Context. A mid-sized SaaS company noticed sharp inconsistencies in its customer churn dashboard. The dashboard reported monthly churn at 18%, while the finance team estimated it closer to 9%. Conflicting numbers were causing leadership confusion and planning delays. Problems identified. Customers who paused subscriptions were counted as churned. Duplicate records existed for customers using different email aliases. Dates for cancellations were not always entered correctly. Some customer records were missing region data, skewing geographic churn analysis. Steps taken. 1. Data audit. Conducted a comprehensive review of the source systems, CRM, billing system, support database. 2. ETL process revision. Introduced cleansing rules. O. Merging duplicates based on customer ID. O. Ignoring paused customers in churn metrics. O. Applying proper time zone adjustments to cancellation dates. 3. Defined business rules. O. Standardized what counts as churn, e.g., full cancellation after 30 days. 4. Validation loop. Built a comparison report to validate churn results against finance reports monthly. Outcome. Churn metric corrected to 8.7% with consistent monthly updates. Leadership regained confidence in reporting. The revised churn dashboard became the basis for customer success strategy. For point 5, solutions to data quality issues. A. Establish data validation rules. Enforce data formats, allowed ranges, and required fields at point of entry. Tools like Dataform, DBT, or even Excel validations help enforce quality early. B. Implement ETL with data cleansing. Use ETL, extract, transform, load, pipelines to clean, merge, and validate data. Automate the identification of outliers and anomalies. C. Centralize data with a data warehouse. Bring data into a centralized location to enforce consistent schema and governance. Use tools like Snowflake, BigQuery, or Redshift. D. Create a data dictionary. Document definitions, sources, and update frequency of each metric. Share with all stakeholders to prevent misinterpretation. Either point data stewards or owners. Assign responsibility to individuals or teams to maintain specific datasets. Include regular audits as part of their role. 4. 6 quick checklist, assessing data quality. Ask the following before building any dashboard. Are all necessary fields populated? Are there any duplicates or mismatches across systems? Are the metrics defined and agreed upon? Is the data refreshed and up to date? Are edge cases, e.g., paused users, partial refunds, handled? Conclusion. Poor data quality is one of the most common and damaging obstacles in effective reporting. But it's also one of the most addressable. By combining technical solutions, like ETL pipelines and data warehouses, with organizational processes, like governance, ownership, and shared definitions, organizations can elevate the trustworthiness and utility of their dashboards. Chapter 5. Disconnected data sources, data silos. The challenge: fragmented systems and inaccessible insights. One of the most persistent and costly challenges in organizational reporting and dashboard creation is data fragmentation, commonly referred to as data silos. As organizations grow, departments often adopt their own tools and systems for operations, leading to isolated data environments. While these tools may serve their immediate purposes well, they create significant friction when it comes time to consolidate data for cross-functional reporting or holistic analysis. Common examples of data silos. Sales uses Salesforce, while marketing uses HubSpot. Finance logs invoices in QuickBooks, but the project team tracks budgets in Excel. HR stores performance data in Bamboo HR, and IT logs incidents in ServiceNow. Individually, each of these systems holds critical data. But together, they often fail to communicate, resulting in reporting that's slow, incomplete, or outright contradictory. Why data silos are a problem? Inconsistent metrics. Different departments define KPIs differently because they're pulling from separate sources. Delayed decision-making. Teams spend days manually gathering and reconciling data before they can act. Reduced trust. Stakeholders lose confidence in dashboards if numbers don't align across teams. Wasted resources. Manual data stitching is time-consuming and prone to human error. Real-world case study. Consolidating data across departments. Company. A national logistics company. Problem. The sales team tracked customer leads in Salesforce, the finance team managed invoices in QuickBooks, and operations logged delivery performance in a custom-built platform. Leadership requested a dashboard that could show revenue performance, lead conversion, and delivery metrics in a single view. Challenges encountered. Data formats were inconsistent. Customer IDs didn't match across platforms. Data refresh schedules were not aligned. Solution. 1. Integration platform. The company adopted Fivetran to automate data syncing from Salesforce and QuickBooks into a centralized cloud data warehouse, Snowflake. 2. ETL pipeline. Built custom logic in dbt, data build tool, to transform and standardize customer IDs and date formats. 3. Unified dashboard. Created an executive dashboard in Tableau that combined sales, finance, and delivery metrics in real time. Result, reporting time dropped from 3 days per month to real-time access. Decision-making improved, especially in pricing and delivery optimization strategies. How to break down data silos, a practical approach. Step 1. Inventory your data sources. Create a full inventory of the platforms and data sources used across your organization. Include system name, department owner, type of data stored, frequency of updates, access limitations. Step 2. Prioritize integrations by business impact. Not every integration needs to be built at once. Start by identifying which silos block critical reports. Where are analysts spending the most manual effort? Which integrations will unlock new insights? Step 3. Choose the right integration approach. Integration type description tools. Manual export-import good for small orgs or one-time needs Excel, CSV. API-based syncing enables live connection Zapier, Tray.io. ETL/CLT pipelines automates extraction and transformation of large data. Fivetran, Stitch, dbt. Data warehousing central repository for structured data. Snowflake, BigQuery, Redshift. Step 4. Use a centralized data warehouse. A data warehouse acts as a single source of truth. It allows for standardized data models, cross-departmental reporting, scalability for future needs. Step 5. Implement a master data management (MDM) strategy. Standardize naming conventions, data definitions, and primary keys, e.g., customer ID, product SKU, across systems. This ensures consistent reporting logic regardless of source. Tools that help solve data silos. Fivetran Stitch, pre-built connectors for 100+ systems. Apache Airflow to dbt, for building and orchestrating ETL workflows. Snowflake BigQuery Azure Synapse, scalable data warehouses. Power BI Tableau Looker, BI tools with strong integration capabilities. Key takeaways. Data silos slow down reporting, create confusion, and reduce trust in analytics. Start by mapping your data ecosystem and identifying the integrations with the highest value. Invest in centralized data infrastructure and automation tools to reduce manual work. Standardization, via MDM and data governance, is critical to long-term reporting success. Chapter 6. Inconsistent definitions and metrics. Without a shared understanding of metrics, data is just noise. Overview. One of the most deceptively simple but highly disruptive challenges in reporting and dashboard creation is inconsistent metric definitions. When departments or teams use different meanings for the same KPI, or worse, use the same terms to refer to completely different things, reporting becomes unreliable, decision-making slows down, and trust in data erodes. In this chapter, we'll explore how inconsistent definitions happen, the consequences for organizations, and practical ways to align teams around unified, trusted metrics. The problem with the same metric. Consider this scenario. The sales department defines monthly revenue as the total invoices sent, regardless of whether they're paid. The finance team defines it as paid revenue, only counting transactions where money is received. The marketing team pulls revenue from a CRM that includes expected contract value, even before deals are signed. They all build reports and dashboards around this metric, monthly revenue, but arrive at different numbers. Naturally, during executive reviews, confusion and finger-pointing follow. This is metric misalignment, and it's one of the most common and damaging issues in enterprise analytics. Why inconsistent definitions happen? Departmental silos. Teams define metrics according to what works best for their processes. Lack of governance. No centralized control or definition of core metrics. Tool fragmentation. Different teams use different BI tools, databases, and spreadsheets. Legacy systems. Historic reports carry forward outdated or incompatible definitions. Ambiguous language. Terms like customer, revenue, or active user are open to interpretation. Real-world consequences. Conflicting reports, multiple dashboards, multiple answers. Lost credibility. Stakeholders stop trusting dashboards. Poor decisions. Leadership may act on inaccurate or partial data. Wasted time. Analysts waste hours reconciling numbers and defending their work. Case study. Standardizing KPIs across departments. Company. A mid-sized SaaS company with 300 employees across sales, marketing, customer success, and finance. Challenge. Leadership asked for a unified monthly business review, MBR, dashboard. However, teams provided conflicting metrics for customer retention, churn, and revenue. Root cause. Sales tracked churn by number of accounts lost. Finance calculated churn by revenue value lost. Customer success used a net promoter score drop as a signal for at-risk churn, even if the customer hadn't left. Solution. A cross-functional KPI workshop was created with stakeholders from each team. For each disputed KPI, the group created A clear definition. The data source. The formula. Exclusions, inclusions. They created a metric dictionary shared in Confluence and embedded in dashboards for transparency. A new BI governance committee was formed to approve new or revised metrics. Outcome. Within 6 weeks, all core metrics were aligned. Dashboard usage increased by 45%. Internal data disputes during MBRs dropped to nearly zero. Solutions. How to align definitions. 1. Create a metric dictionary. A centralized document that includes metric name, description, calculation logic, data sources, owner, person, team responsible, last updated date, tools to use, Confluence, Notion, Google Sheets, dedicated data catalog tools, e.g., Alation, Atlan, Colibra. 2. Hold stakeholder alignment sessions. Bring together business and technical stakeholders. Walk through the use cases and clarify what each team needs. Resolve terminology conflicts and seek consensus. 3. Establish BI data governance committees. Assign metric owners. Require review and sign-off for new KPIs. Maintain documentation and consistency. 4. Embed definitions into dashboards. Use tooltips or info icons to show definitions. Link to the full metric dictionary. This reduces misinterpretation by casual users. 5. Automate where possible. Use semantic layers or centralized BI tools that enforce standard calculations. Example, use Power BI's dataset layer or Looker's LookML to define once, use everywhere. Tips for success. Start with the most critical KPIs, don't aim to standardize everything at once. Make definitions business-friendly, avoid overly technical language. Version control your definitions, metrics evolve. Keep track of changes. Involve leadership early, if Clevel supports alignment, it's easier to get buy-in across teams. Common pitfalls to avoid. Defining metrics in isolation, without business context. Assuming everyone uses the same data source. Allowing shadow BI reports to undermine centralized efforts. Skipping documentation and relying on tribal knowledge. Conclusion. Inconsistent metric definitions are a silent killer of organizational alignment and decision-making. But with deliberate coordination, documentation, and governance, organizations can create a single source of truth, restoring trust in data and accelerating action. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to tackle ineffective dashboard design, a challenge that can make even the most accurate data unreadable and unused. Chapter 7: Ineffective Dashboard Design. Introduction. Even with perfect data and powerful tools, a dashboard can still fail if it isn't designed well. Many organizations fall into the trap of cramming too much information into a single view, using the wrong types of charts, or ignoring basic principles of user experience, UX, and visualization. Poor dashboard design leads to confusion, reduced user engagement, and, worst of all, misinformed decisions. This chapter explores the most common dashboard design pitfalls and provides actionable techniques to fix them, supported by a real-world case study from a healthcare organization. Common symptoms of poor dashboard design. 1. Visual clutter. Too many charts, filters, or tables on one screen. Distracting colors, inconsistent fonts, and lack of spacing. Poor alignment and visual hierarchy. 2. Irrelevant metrics. Including data that doesn't serve a decision-making purpose. Vanity metrics like total website visits with no context or action tied to them. 3. Overuse of complex visuals. Misusing pie charts for too many categories. Using 3D graphs or gauges that distort interpretation. 4. Lack of user focus. Dashboards created without input from end users. Key users can't find the information they need quickly. 5. Inconsistent filters and navigation. Filters don't behave consistently or reset unexpectedly. Navigation between tabs or views is unintuitive. The psychology of effective design. Cognitive load. Users can only process a limited amount of information at once. A clean design reduces cognitive load and increases usability. Pre-attentive attributes. Color, size, and position guide the eye. Use them sparingly and intentionally to highlight what matters. Gestalt principles. These visual rules, such as proximity and similarity, help users make sense of grouped information. Best practices for dashboard design. 1. Start with the question, not the data. Define what the user needs to know or decide. Build backward from business questions. 2. Use layout to guide the eye. Follow an F pattern or S pattern layout, common for left-to-right readers. Group related metrics together. Position the most important KPIs at the top. 3. Choose the right visual for the message. Goal best chart type. Compare values barred column chart. Show trends over timeline chart. Show proportions donut or stack bar. Analyze distribution histogram. Show relationships scatter plot. 4. Use color intentionally. Limit palette to 3 to 5 primary colors. Use red, yellowed, green sparingly for alerts. Avoid relying on color alone, include labels and tooltips. 5. Design for scannability, not exploration. Executive dashboards should be digestible in 30 seconds. Use sparklines or summary stats for quick insights. 6. Iterate with real users. Show early drafts to stakeholders. Gather feedback, test usability, and revise. Case study, redesigning a hospital's operational dashboard. Background. A regional hospital created a dashboard for administrators to monitor emergency room (ER) performance. Despite good data, the dashboard wasn't being used. Admins relied on emailed reports instead. Problems identified. 15+ charts squeezed into one screen. Pie charts with up to 10 categories. Important metrics like wait time were buried in tables. Conflicting filters across different tabs. Redesign process. 1. Stakeholder interviews discovered that administrators needed just 5 core KPIs daily. 2. Prioritization, top of dashboard showed ER wait time, occupancy rate, and average length of stay. 3. Simplification, reduced visualizations from 15 to 6, replacing pie charts with bar graphs. 4. Consistency, unified filters and added navigation tabs for deeper drill downs. 5. Design system, applied consistent fonts, colors, and iconography. Results. Dashboard usage increased by 400% in the first month. Monthly reports were phased out. ER response times improved due to better monitoring. Checklist, evaluating your dashboard design. Ask these questions during development. Are the most important metrics immediately visible? Is the dashboard aligned with a business goal or decision? Can someone scan and understand it in under 1 minute? Are visual elements, color, size, type, used consistently and intentionally? Has the design been tested with actual users? Conclusion. Design is not decoration, it is communication. Even the most robust data systems can fall apart if the final mile of delivery, the dashboard, is designed poorly. By applying core UX principles, choosing the right visuals, and collaborating closely with end users, you can create dashboards that drive real action and deliver real value. Chapter 8. Lack of real-time or timely data. Introduction. In the world of data-driven decisions, timing is everything. Having the right data at the wrong time can be just as damaging as not having it at all. Many organizations struggle with dashboards and reports that reflect yesterday's reality instead of today's situation. This chapter explores the root causes of delayed data, the consequences for decision-making, and practical solutions to enable more timely or real-time insights. Understanding the problem. What is real-time data? Real-time data refers to information that is delivered immediately after collection. In reporting and dashboards, this means the information updates automatically, or nearly instantly, as the underlying data changes. There is also near real-time, which typically means updates happen within seconds or minutes. On the other hand, batch updates may occur every few hours or once daily. Why timely data matters. Without timely data, decision-makers may react to issues too late, miss business opportunities, work from outdated or inaccurate information, lose trust in reports and dashboards. Consider a logistics company that tracks delivery trucks. If the dashboard updates only once every 12 hours, it's impossible to respond quickly to delays, accidents, or rerouting opportunities. Common causes of data delays. 1. Legacy systems. Many organizations rely on old databases and software that don't support real-time data streaming or fast refresh rates. 2. Manual data entry and uploads. Spreadsheets, CSV uploads, and emailed reports cause lags in the reporting process. 3. Overloaded systems. Some BI tools or data warehouses can't handle frequent refreshes due to poor architecture or system limitations. 4. Network and integration issues. Data sources might come from third-party platforms with limited APIs or delayed access. 5. Cost concerns. Real-time systems often require more computing power, which can increase costs for cloud storage and processing. Real-world case study, logistics company goes real-time. A regional logistics firm tracked package deliveries using a series of Excel reports and daily status updates. This worked well enough at a small scale, but as they grew, customers began demanding live updates and delivery estimates. The company faced frequent complaints due to inaccurate or late information. Problems identified. Delivery status was manually updated at the end of each day. No integration with GPS tracking from delivery vehicles. Operations team was unaware of delays until it was too late. Solution implemented. Integrated GPS tracking into a central database. Used a cloud-based BI tool with live data connection. Set automatic data refresh every 2 minutes during business hours. Results: 60% drop in customer complaints within 3 months. Managers could reroute deliveries in real time. Better operational oversight and faster decision-making. Practical solutions. 1. Determine the right level of timeliness. Not every dashboard needs to update every second. Match the update frequency to business needs. Real-time, operations, logistics, IT monitoring. Hourly or daily, finance, marketing, HR. 2. Use streaming data or incremental loads. Many modern BI tools support streaming datasets or incremental refresh. Only new or changed records are loaded. Reduces strain on systems and speeds up refresh times. 3. Choose the right tools and architecture. Not all tools are built for real-time data. Look for direct query or live connection features. Built-in support for streaming data, like Power BI streaming datasets or Kafka integrations. For automate data flows. Avoid manual uploads and file transfers. Use APIs. Scheduled ETL jobs. Workflow automation platforms like Zapier or Azure Data Factory. 5. Monitor performance and cost. Real-time systems use more resources. Monitor query performance, server usage, cost of data refresh frequency on cloud platforms. Key takeaways. Delayed data leads to poor decisions and reduced trust in dashboards. Understand what level of real-time your use case actually requires. Real-time or near real-time dashboards are most critical for operations, logistics, and time-sensitive functions. Use automation, streaming tools, and scalable architecture to reduce data latency. Always balance performance, cost, and business value. Closing thoughts. Timely data isn't just a luxury, it's often a competitive advantage. Whether you're managing a delivery fleet, monitoring IT systems, or tracking sales in real time, your dashboards need to keep up with reality. Start with what's most urgent and build your way toward faster, smarter insights. Chapter 9: Security, Privacy, and Access Control. Introduction. As dashboards and reports become more integrated into decision-making processes, they also become potential entry points for sensitive data exposure. Whether you're reporting on financial performance, customer behavior, or employee metrics, the importance of protecting data cannot be overstated. In this chapter, we explore how to maintain security and privacy in your reporting ecosystem. We will examine common risks, real-world scenarios, and proven strategies to implement robust access control measures across your organization. Why security and privacy matter in reporting. Data reporting is no longer just about charts and numbers, it's about trust. When unauthorized users access confidential data, or when sensitive information is accidentally exposed, the results can be costly both financially and reputationally. Key concerns include exposure of personal or regulated data, e.g., health or financial records. Breaches due to weak access controls. Internal misuse or overpermission dashboards. Failure to comply with regulations like GDPR, HIPAA, or CCPA. Example: a sales dashboard accidentally shared with a competitor could reveal pricing models, client lists, or revenue targets. The consequences might range from lost deals to legal action. Common reporting security challenges. 1. Lack of role-based access controls, RBAC. Dashboards may be built in a one-size-fits-all manner, exposing more data than any one person needs to see. 2. Static file sharing. When reports are exported and emailed or saved to shared drives, it becomes nearly impossible to track who sees what and when. 3. Overpermissioning. Users may be granted access to entire datasets or reports just in case, increasing risk. 4. No auditing or monitoring. Without logging and alerting, it's hard to identify unauthorized access or misuse of sensitive information. 5. Weak authentication. BI platforms without single sign-on, SSO, multi-factor authentication, or secure password policies are vulnerable to breach. Real-world case study: financial institution tightens dashboard security. A large investment firm developed a company-wide performance dashboard with multiple data layers, customer investment profiles, earnings, and portfolio performance. Problems faced: all employees had the same access level by default. Sensitive client data was visible across departments. Auditors flagged non-compliance with data privacy rules. Steps taken: implemented role-based access control using their BI platform, Tableau. Set up row-level security to restrict data visibility by department and user role. Integrated dashboards with SSO and Active Directory. Enabled audit logs to track dashboard usage and access. Results: achieved regulatory compliance within 60 days. Reduced unnecessary access by 70%. Increased executive trust in the reporting platform. Key concepts and solutions. 1. Role-based access control, RBAC. RBAC assigns permissions to users based on their job roles. Instead of managing user permissions one by one, you group users by function, like sales, HR, or finance, and assign them access only to what they need. Example: HR team, access to headcount and turnover reports only. Finance team, access to expense and revenue dashboards. Executives, access to high-level summaries and strategic KPIs. 2. Row-level security, RLS. Row-level security limits data within the same report based on the viewer. For example, a regional manager sees only their region's data. Benefits: one dashboard can serve multiple users without compromising privacy. Reduces duplication of reports. 3. Authentication and authorization. Ensure that only authorized users can access dashboards by using single sign-on, SSO. Multi-factor authentication, MFA. User groups and directories, e.g., LDAP, Azure AD. For data masking and anonymization. For reports containing sensitive data, consider masking or anonymizing certain fields. Examples: display only the last 4 digits of credit card numbers. Replace employee names with ID numbers for public HR dashboards. 5. Audit trails and usage monitoring. Modern BI tools offer tracking features to monitor who accessed which dashboard, when it was accessed, whether any unauthorized access attempts occurred. This is especially important for compliance audits. 6. Secure data sources and connections. All connections between your BI tool and data sources should be encrypted using HTTPS or secure database protocols. Avoid embedding credentials directly in reports or code. Best practices checklist. Use RBAC to assign permissions by job function. Implement row-level security to customize visibility within dashboards. Set up SSO and MFA for secure authentication. Avoid static report distribution via email or USB. Enable audit logs and monitor dashboard access. Encrypt data during transmission and at rest. Regularly review user permissions and access logs. Provide training to data users on security awareness. Key takeaways. Security and privacy are critical components of any reporting system. Role-based and row-level access ensure that people only see what they need. Authentication, encryption, and auditing build a secure foundation. Regulatory compliance depends on having clear policies and technical safeguards in place. The goal is not just to protect data, but to maintain trust in your reporting systems. Closing thoughts. Building secure dashboards isn't just about protecting information, it's about enabling the right people to make informed decisions confidently and responsibly. As data continues to grow, so do the risks of exposure and misuse. Taking the time to build privacy-conscious, access-controlled dashboards today will pay off in better compliance, fewer risks, and more reliable decision-making tomorrow. Chapter 10: Performance and Scalability Issues. Introduction. You've built a dashboard. It looks good. The metrics are correct. But then, a stakeholder opens it, and waits. And waits. Eventually, the dashboard loads, but by then, the user is frustrated and less likely to return. Performance and scalability problems can turn even the best designed reports and dashboards into sources of frustration. In this chapter, we'll explore why dashboards become slow, how performance issues grow with scale, and how to fix or prevent these problems using practical methods and real-world examples. What do we mean by performance and scalability? Performance refers to how quickly a report or dashboard loads and how smoothly it responds to user interactions. Scalability refers to the ability of your reporting system to handle increased data volume, more users, and more complexity without slowing down or breaking. If a dashboard works fine with one user and a small dataset, but slows down when shared with a team or used with live company-wide data, it has scalability issues. Why performance and scalability matter? User adoption drops. No one wants to use a slow or unresponsive dashboard. Missed decisions. If stakeholders have to wait minutes for insights, they may make decisions without data, or make the wrong ones. System overload. Poorly optimized dashboards can place heavy loads on data sources, affecting other business systems. Common causes of performance problems. 1. Inefficient queries. Poor SQL or DAX logic. Unfiltered queries that pull in too much data. Nested or non-indexed operations. 2. Large datasets. Millions of rows with no aggregation or filtering. Storing raw data in visual layers instead of the model. 3. Too many visuals. Dashboards overloaded with 20+ charts or tables. Visuals that recalculate on every interaction. 4. Live data connections. Using live connections to cloud or on-premises data sources without caching. Slower performance due to network latency. 5. Unoptimized data models. No relationships or too many complex joins. Lack of calculated columns or measures. Poor indexing or absence of summary tables. 6. Too many concurrent users. Dashboards designed for 5 users accessed by 500. Limited server or cloud capacity. Case study: scaling reporting for a growing e-commerce business. A mid-sized e-commerce company started with a simple dashboard for tracking daily sales. Initially, it was used by the sales team and refreshed once per day. As the company grew, marketing, finance, and executive leadership all wanted access to the same dashboard with additional data points. Problems observed. Load times increased from 5 seconds to over 45 seconds. Users started exporting data manually, bypassing the dashboard. Back-end database performance suffered due to repeated live queries. Solutions applied. Created summarized tables for most used metrics. Implemented row-level security to reduce unnecessary data load. Replaced live connection with an hourly import using incremental refresh. Moved from shared hosting to a scalable cloud-based data platform. Outcome. Dashboard load time dropped to under 7 seconds. Internal usage increased by 80% over 2 months. Reduced load on the operational database. Solutions and best practices. 1. Optimize queries and data sources. Use filters and parameters to reduce data volume. Avoid select asterisk queries, pull only the needed columns. Aggregate data before it hits the dashboard, for example, use daily summaries instead of transaction-level data. 2. Limit the number of visuals. Keep dashboards focused, 6 to 8 visuals per page is ideal. Use summary views with drill-down options. 3. Use data modeling best practices. Create relationships in the data model, not in visuals. Use star schema designs instead of flat tables. Add calculated measures instead of doing logic in visuals. Implement caching and incremental loads. Enable caching where possible, e.g., import mode in Power BI. Use incremental refresh to update only new or changed data. Schedule refreshes during off-peak hours. 5. Test and monitor dashboard performance. Use built-in performance analyzer tools, e.g., Power BI Performance Analyzer. Monitor usage and slow-running queries. Continuously review and improve based on user feedback. 6. Plan for scalability early. Design with future growth in mind, more users, more data, more questions. Choose BI tools and cloud services that scale automatically. Consider partitioning large datasets. Key takeaways. Performance and scalability directly impact user satisfaction, data accuracy, and business outcomes. Common issues include inefficient queries, large datasets, too many visuals, and lack of optimization. Practical solutions include data modeling, caching, incremental refreshes, and system monitoring. Regular performance tuning and scalable design should be part of every BI strategy. Closing thoughts. Fast, scalable dashboards aren't just about speed, they're about enabling better decisions. A slow dashboard becomes a bottleneck. A well-optimized one becomes a catalyst. As your organization grows, your reporting system must grow with it, intelligently and efficiently. Chapter 11: Building a Company-Wide Reporting Strategy. Introduction. Reports and dashboards are only as effective as the strategy behind them. Without a cohesive reporting strategy, organizations often fall into chaos, duplicated reports, conflicting metrics, low adoption, and a lack of direction. This chapter will guide you through creating a structured, scalable, and business-aligned reporting strategy that works across departments and teams. Why a reporting strategy matters. A company-wide reporting strategy ensures consistency in data definitions, metrics, and visual standards. Alignment with business goals and KPIs. Efficiency through reduced duplication and effort. Trust in data outputs across departments. Scalability for future growth and technology evolution. A good reporting strategy is not just technical, it is organizational, cultural, and operational. Symptoms of a missing or weak reporting strategy. Many organizations operate in dashboard chaos. Here are signs that point to a lack of strategy. Multiple versions of the same report with conflicting numbers. No clear owner or process for dashboard development. Reports are not used, or worse, actively distrusted. Analysts build one-off reports with no documentation. Data governance is non-existent or inconsistent. Key elements of a company-wide reporting strategy. 1. Business goals and KPIs come first. The strategy should start with understanding the business. What are the organization's strategic goals? What does success look like in each department? Which metrics are most critical to track performance? Tie each dashboard and report directly to one or more of these goals. Avoid creating reports just because data is available. 2. Centralized versus decentralized reporting models. There are 3 common models. Centralized, all reports and dashboards are created by a dedicated BI or analytics team. Pros, quality control, consistency, and stronger governance. Cons, slower turnaround and potential bottlenecks. Decentralized, each department creates and manages its own reports. Pros, fast and flexible, closer to business context. Cons, risk of data silos, inconsistent metrics, and duplicated efforts. Hybrid, recommended a central team manages core KPIs and tools, while departments create operational reports using governed data sets. 3. Define roles and responsibilities. A reporting strategy should clearly define who owns and maintains each dashboard or report, who approves new report requests, who governs data definitions and access permissions, who provides user support and training. Example role breakdown. BI team, tools management, data models, governance. Data stewards, maintain data quality and definitions. Department analysts, build reports using governed data. Executives, define strategic KPIs and approve metric standards. 4. Standardize metrics and definitions. One of the most important and most overlooked tasks is metric standardization. What does an active user mean? How is churn calculated? When does a sale count as closed? Maintain a central metric dictionary that defines each key metric, its formula, owner, and data source. Make it accessible to all analysts and stakeholders. Case study: creating a reporting strategy for a global retailer. Background: a global retail company had over 500 dashboards in circulation across sales, operations, marketing, and finance. Many reports contradicted each other, leading to confusion at the executive level. Problems: no standard KPI definitions. Dashboards were built independently in Excel, Power BI, and Tableau. Executives received 5 versions of the same sales report. Regional teams had no visibility into enterprise-wide performance. Actions taken: created a BI steering committee with members from each department. Chose Power BI as the standard enterprise tool. Built a centralized KPI dictionary in SharePoint. Established a ticketing process for report development and changes. Created tiered access, strategic dashboards, departmental reports, and operational views. Results: report volume reduced by 40%, merged or retired duplicates. User trust in dashboards increased significantly. Faster decision-making at leadership level. Analysts had more time for value-added tasks. Steps to create your reporting strategy. 1. Audit the current state. Inventory all existing reports and dashboards. Identify overlaps, gaps, and unused reports. Survey users about reporting satisfaction and needs. 2. Define strategic KPIs and reporting objectives. Tie metrics to strategic goals. Prioritize what matters most to leadership and teams. 3. Establish governance and ownership. Appoint owners for data domains, metrics, and tools. Set up a regular review and approval process. 4. Choose your tooling stack. Decide on standard tools for development, visualization, and collaboration. Ensure integration with current systems. 5. Create design and usage standards. Set visual and structural guidelines for all dashboards. Standardize naming conventions and version control. 6. Train and empower users. Offer formal training and documentation. Create internal communities of practice for analysts. 7. Measure, improve, repeat. Define success metrics for your strategy. Track report usage, data quality issues, and feedback loops. Review strategy at regular intervals and evolve as needed. Key takeaways. A reporting strategy aligns reporting efforts with business goals and creates consistency across the organization. Choose a hybrid model that balances central control with departmental flexibility. Standardize your metrics to ensure one version of the truth. Assign clear roles and define governance processes to avoid chaos. Train your users and treat reporting like a product, iterate and improve. Closing thoughts. Without a reporting strategy, even the most advanced dashboards lose their value. A well-structured approach ensures your entire organization speaks the same data language, makes decisions based on consistent insights, and trusts the information they see. Building that strategy takes time, but its payoff is clarity, alignment, and competitive advantage. Chapter 12: Agile and Iterative Dashboard Development. Introduction. Many organizations approach dashboard creation as a one-time project. Stakeholders submit their requirements, a team builds the dashboard, and it gets published, sometimes weeks or months later. Unfortunately, this Big Bang approach often results in dashboards that miss the mark. They may be too complex, not actionable, or simply not used. In this chapter, we introduce an agile, iterative approach to dashboard development. This method allows teams to work closely with stakeholders, gather feedback early, and adapt quickly. Just like modern software development, agile dashboarding leads to better adoption, faster delivery, and continuous improvement. Why the traditional approach fails? Traditional or waterfall dashboard development often looks like this. 1. Collect all requirements up front. 2. Build the entire dashboard before sharing. 3. Launch it. 4. Hope users like it. This method struggles because users often don't know exactly what they want until they see it. Business needs change during development. There's limited feedback until it's too late to make major changes. The result? Dashboards that are underused or completely abandoned. What is agile dashboard development? Agile dashboard development borrows principles from agile software development. Work in short cycles, called sprints. Deliver incremental value, pieces of the dashboard. Collaborate closely with end users. Gather and apply frequent feedback. Be open to change, even late in the process. This approach is ideal for dashboards because it keeps them relevant, usable, and focused on real business needs. Core principles of agile dashboarding. 1. Start small. Instead of building everything at once, start with a minimum viable dashboard, a simple version that meets core needs. 2. Get feedback early. Share your draft dashboards quickly, even if they are rough. Ask specific questions like, is this layout easy to understand? Do these metrics help you make decisions? What's missing or confusing? 3. Iterate in sprints. Each sprint should result in a working dashboard update. A typical sprint could be 1 or 2 weeks, with a clear goal like adding filters, adjusting KPIs, or improving visuals. 4. Prioritize based on value. Use stakeholder feedback to decide what to build next. Don't waste time building features that aren't useful. 5. Collaborate across roles. Effective dashboards require collaboration between data analysts and engineers, designers and UX specialists, business users and subject matter experts. Case study: Agile rollout in a non-profit organization. Background: a global non-profit organization needed dashboards to monitor donor engagement, campaign performance, and operational costs. Previously, they had relied on quarterly reports that were often outdated by the time they were shared. Challenge: stakeholders across departments had different needs and priorities. Their first attempt at a one-size-fits-all dashboard had failed. Users stopped looking at it within weeks. Agile approach taken? The BI team adopted a 2-week sprint cycle. They started with a simple dashboard showing just 3 core KPIs: total donations, number of active donors, and campaign engagement rate. They presented it to key users at the end of Sprint 1 and gathered feedback. In Sprint 2, they added filtering by region and donation channel. By Sprint 4, they had personalized versions for fundraising, operations, and the executive team. Results: dashboard usage increased by 80% within 2 months. Executives used the data in weekly planning meetings. The organization made real-time decisions during a major fundraising campaign. Tips for implementing agile dashboarding. Tip 1. Use prototypes. Before connecting to live data, sketch the dashboard layout or use dummy data. This makes it easier to experiment and gather early input. Tip 2. Keep a backlog. Track feature requests, feedback, and ideas in a backlog. Prioritize what's most important for each sprint. Tip 3. Schedule regular demos. At the end of each sprint, present the updated dashboard. This keeps stakeholders engaged and encourages feedback. Tip 4. Measure adoption and adjust. Use usage metrics like number of daily or weekly views, which filters or pages users click, time spent on dashboard. This data can guide your future iterations. Benefits of agile dashboard development. Faster time to value, users get useful insight sooner. Improved relevance, dashboards stay aligned with changing business needs. Higher adoption, users feel heard and are more likely to use what they helped shape. Reduced waste, You don't spend time building features no one uses. Key takeaways. Traditional dashboard projects often fail due to long timelines and a lack of feedback. Agile dashboarding focuses on building incrementally, getting feedback, and adapting quickly. A sprint-based, user-centered process delivers better results and higher adoption. Start simple, show progress often, and let users guide what comes next. Final thoughts. Dashboards are not just tools, they're conversations between data and decision makers. By embracing an agile mindset, you ensure those conversations stay timely, relevant, and valuable. Start small. Learn fast. Improve continuously. Chapter 13: Driving User Adoption and Engagement. Introduction. Even the most well-designed dashboards are useless if no one uses them. One of the most overlooked challenges in reporting and dashboard creation is user adoption. Organizations often invest heavily in data infrastructure and dashboard design, only to find that employees still rely on spreadsheets, outdated reports, or gut instincts. This chapter focuses on why adoption fails, how to encourage consistent engagement, and how to turn dashboards into trusted tools that people use every day. Why users don't use dashboards. Understanding resistance is the first step toward solving it. Here are some common reasons users avoid dashboards. 1. Lack of training. Many users are unfamiliar with new tools or don't understand how to navigate dashboards. If training is not provided, confusion leads to abandonment. 2. Irrelevant content. Dashboards often try to serve too many people at once. If the information isn't directly useful, people stop checking it. 3. Trust issues. If users spot incorrect data or inconsistent metrics, they lose trust quickly and may never return. 4. Poor user experience. Complex layouts, unclear visuals, or slow loading times make dashboards frustrating to use. 5. No clear benefit. If using the dashboard doesn't improve how people do their jobs, they won't change their behavior. Case study: BI adoption in a manufacturing company. A large manufacturing firm built a new reporting system using a modern BI platform. They expected high engagement, but after 6 months, only 10% of employees were using it regularly. Key problems. The dashboards were too complex. They were designed by data teams without consulting end users. Most employees didn't even know the dashboards existed. What they did. 1. Interviewed end users. They gathered feedback from floor managers, operations teams, and finance staff. 2. Simplified the design. They created tailored views for each department with only the most essential metrics. 3. Trained local champions. Team leads were trained to use the dashboards and help others. 4. Embedded dashboards in daily tools. The dashboards were integrated into the company's internal portal. Outcome. Within 3 months, adoption grew to 70%. Teams began using dashboards in daily operations meetings. The company saw faster decision-making and fewer data-related disputes. Strategies to improve user adoption. 1. Involve users early. Bring users into the dashboard development process. Interview them during requirements gathering. Run early demos and collect feedback. Ask about what decisions they make and what information they need. 2. Design with simplicity in mind. Focus on clarity over complexity. Avoid unnecessary charts and technical jargon. Use filters, drill downs, and bookmarks for personalization. 3. Provide training and ongoing support. Offer role-based training sessions. Create short video tutorials and quick reference guides. Maintain a support channel, like Slack, Teams, or email, for dashboard questions. 4. Promote dashboard champions. Identify and empower team members who are comfortable with the tool. Let them serve as local experts. Encourage them to promote dashboard use in team meetings. Recognize their efforts publicly. 5. Integrate dashboards into daily routines. Set dashboards as default homepages. Use them in morning stand-ups or weekly reviews. Embed dashboards directly into other tools, e.g., CRM systems, intranet pages. 6. Communicate the value. Help users see how dashboards make their lives easier. Use real examples of how dashboards solved problems. Show how dashboards can reduce reporting work. Tie usage to performance improvement or team goals. Measuring adoption. To improve adoption, you must track it. Common ways to measure dashboard usage include: log in and view statistics. How often are users accessing dashboards? Time spent on reports. Are users engaging deeply or just glancing? Feature use. Are people using filters, drill downs, or exporting data? Survey feedback. Ask users what's working and what needs improvement. Overcoming common resistance. Here are a few phrases you might hear, and how to respond. I don't trust the data. Fix data quality issues and involve the user in validation. I don't have time to learn a new tool. Offer short, focused training with immediate relevance. The dashboard is too confusing. Simplify the interface or create a separate view for that role. I already have a spreadsheet for this. Show how the dashboard offers more up-to-date, automated, or visual insights. Key takeaways. User adoption is not automatic, it must be earned through relevance, training, and trust. Engage users throughout the dashboard development process. Simplify design and tailor views to specific audiences. Invest in champions and training to build a culture of data use. Measure engagement and continuously improve the experience. Final thoughts. Building dashboards is only half the job. The real value comes when people use them to make better, faster decisions. Adoption is not about pushing tools onto users, it's about solving real problems in ways that are intuitive and helpful. If you treat users like partners, make dashboards easy to use, and demonstrate their impact, adoption will follow. Chapter 14: Measuring the Success of Dashboards. Introduction. Creating dashboards is not the end of the journey, it's just the beginning. Once a dashboard goes live, its real value comes from how it is used and whether it helps improve decision-making. Too often, dashboards are created, shared, and then forgotten. This chapter explains how to evaluate whether your dashboards are actually working, how to define success, and how to improve them over time. Why measuring dashboard success matters. Without proper measurement, dashboards can become outdated or irrelevant, fail to support business goals, waste time and resources, go unused despite the effort invested in building them. Organizations must treat dashboards as living products, not static reports. Like any product, they should be evaluated, iterated, and improved continuously. What does success look like? 1. High user engagement. Are people using the dashboard regularly? If not, it may indicate poor design, irrelevance, or lack of trust in the data. 2. Actionable insights. Does the dashboard lead to real decisions or changes in behavior? If users aren't acting on the data, the dashboard may not be delivering value. 3. Alignment with business goals. A successful dashboard reflects and supports strategic or operational goals, such as increasing revenue, reducing costs, or improving efficiency. 4. Positive user feedback. Do stakeholders report that the dashboard helps them do their jobs better or faster? Qualitative feedback is just as important as metrics. Metrics to track dashboard performance. Here are common ways to evaluate dashboards using measurable indicators. A. Usage metrics. Number of views per day, week, or month. Frequency of use by specific teams or users. Time spent on dashboards, too short may mean no value, too long may mean confusion. User retention over time. B. Adoption rate. Percentage of intended users who actually use the dashboard. How quickly new users begin engaging with it after launch. C. Data accuracy and trust. Number of errors reported. Consistency with source systems. User-reported trust in the numbers. D. Response and decision time. Reduction in the time it takes to make a decision after dashboard implementation. Faster identification of problems or opportunities. Business impact metrics. Improvement in key business indicators, e.g., faster customer service, higher sales conversion. Cost savings or productivity improvements directly linked to dashboard use. Real-world case study, sales dashboard driving revenue growth. A SaaS company developed a dashboard for its sales team, tracking lead status, conversion rates, and pipeline movement. Initial challenges. The team relied on spreadsheets and emailed reports. Lead follow-ups were inconsistent. Revenue forecasting was inaccurate. Dashboard deployment. Built using Salesforce data integrated into Power BI. Visualized leads by source, status, and owner. Set real-time alerts for stale leads. Measured results after 3 months. 30% increase in on-time lead follow-up. 15% increase in deal closure rate. 50% reduction in time spent preparing weekly reports. Conclusion: the dashboard had a direct and measurable impact on sales performance. Gathering feedback and iterating. 1. User surveys. Ask users directly. Is the dashboard helpful? What's missing? What's confusing or hard to use? 2. Stakeholder interviews. Hold short conversations with key users and decision-makers to gather qualitative insights. 3. Monitoring and alerts. Set alerts for drop-offs in usage or broken data connections. 4. A/B testing dashboards. Test different layouts, visualizations, or filter options with different user groups to see what works best. Common signs of failing dashboards. Low or declining usage. Repeated questions that the dashboard should answer. Stakeholders creating their own reports outside the system. Mismatched numbers with other data sources. Complaints about speed, usability, or accuracy. If any of these occur, it's time to revisit the dashboard design or underlying data. Building a continuous improvement loop. 1. Set success goals before launching the dashboard. 2. Monitor usage and feedback within the first 30, 60, and 90 days. 3. Identify gaps and barriers, technical, design, or process-related. 4. Make small, targeted improvements rather than big overhauls. 5. Communicate changes and wins to users. Key takeaways. A dashboard is successful when it's used, trusted, and leads to better decisions. Use both quantitative, usage, adoption, business impact, and qualitative, feedback, interviews and measures. Dashboards should evolve over time through regular feedback and improvements. Organizations should define success upfront and track against it consistently. Closing thoughts. Dashboards are not just charts on a screen, they are decision-making tools. Like any tool, they must be maintained, refined, and evaluated for effectiveness. Measuring success isn't just about tracking clicks, it's about ensuring your dashboard is doing what it was built to do: drive better, faster, smarter decisions. Conclusion. Throughout this book, we've explored the most common and critical challenges that organizations face when building reports and dashboards. From poor data quality to performance issues, from misaligned stakeholders to a lack of real-time insights, these challenges can make or break the effectiveness of your reporting strategy. But we've also seen that with the right approach, combined with thoughtful design, clear communication, and the right technology, these problems are not only manageable, but solvable. Key lessons recap. Let's revisit the core lessons. 1. Know your audience. Dashboards and reports must serve a specific purpose and user group. Understanding your stakeholders' goals is the foundation of all effective reporting. 2. Data quality is non-negotiable. Garbage in, garbage out. No amount of visual polish can compensate for flawed or inconsistent data. 3. Break down silos. When systems and teams operate in isolation, reports suffer. Unified data and integrated platforms allow for consistent, complete, and reliable insights. 4. Design with clarity. A cluttered or confusing dashboard leads to misinterpretation and decision fatigue. Simple, clean, and purposeful design improves comprehension and usage. 5. Real-time isn't always necessary, but timeliness is. Evaluate how quickly you really need data. For some teams, daily refreshes are fine. For others, up-to-the-minute updates are essential. 6. Governance builds trust. Establishing clear definitions, consistent KPIs, and access controls creates confidence in your reports and dashboards. 7. Performance and scalability matter. Dashboards must work well at scale, load quickly, and perform reliably, even as your data grows. 8. Adoption comes through education and engagement. Even the best dashboard is useless if no one uses it. Invest in training, user feedback, and continuous improvement. The road ahead. As data and analytics continue to evolve, the future of reporting will include artificial intelligence for predictive and automated insights. Natural language queries, allowing users to ask questions and get answers instantly. Augmented analytics, where systems suggest insights before you even look for them. But no matter how advanced the tools become, the fundamentals will remain the same. Clarity, accuracy, relevance, and trust. Final thoughts. Reports and dashboards are not just tools, they are extensions of your organization's thinking. Done well, they empower people, reveal opportunities, and guide decisions. Done poorly, they create confusion and slow progress. Remember, building a great dashboard is not a one-time project. It's a continuous process of learning, adjusting, and improving. Keep asking the right questions, listen to your users, and never stop iterating. By understanding and overcoming the most common challenges, you're not just improving reports, you're building a smarter, more responsive organization. Certainly. Here's the full, reader-friendly version of the appendices section from your book. Appendices. The following appendices are designed to serve as practical tools, reference guides, and learning aids to supplement the core chapters of this book. These resources will help you apply the concepts discussed and support your ongoing success in building effective reporting and dashboards. Appendix A, Glossary of Key Terms. BI, Business Intelligence Technologies, Strategies, and Practices used to analyze business data and support decision-making. Dashboard, a visual interface that displays key metrics and data in real-time or near real-time. ETL, Extract, Transform, load a process for moving and preparing data from source systems into a usable form. KPI, Key Performance Indicator, a measurable value that indicates how effectively an individual or organization is achieving key business objectives. Data Silo, a repository of data controlled by one department that is isolated from the rest of the organization. Data Warehouse, decentralized system used to store, aggregate, and analyze large volumes of data from multiple sources. Row-level security, RLS, a technique for restricting data access at the row level based on user permissions. Real-time data, data that is updated continuously or near continuously without significant delay. Data refresh, the process of updating a report or dashboard with the most current data from its source. Appendix B, Comparison Table of BI Tools. Tool strengths, limitations, best for. Power BI Deep Microsoft Integration, RLS, flexible modeling may require Power BI Pro license mid-large organizations on Microsoft Stack. Tableau Advanced Visualizations, user-friendly, expensive at scale, licensing model data analysts and designers. Looker, Google, strong semantic layer, cloud native requires LookML, steep learning curve SaaS and cloud-first companies. Google Data Studio free, easy to use with Google ecosystem, limited interactivity, fewer advanced features, small teams and startups. Excel ubiquitous, flexible, quick calculations, not scalable, manual processes, personal or small business reporting. Appendix C, Sample Report and Dashboard Templates. 1. Executive Summary Dashboard. O revenue versus target. O monthly growth rate. O top 5 performing regions. 2. Marketing campaign report. O campaign name. O impressions, clicks, conversions. ROI per channel. 3. Sales performance dashboard. Sales by rep. Pipeline status. Quarterly forecast. 4. Operational monitoring dashboard. Daily orders processed. Inventory status. Downtime alerts. Each of these templates includes recommended KPIs, suggested visualization types, bar, line, gauge, etc. Update frequency guidelines. Appendix D, further reading and resources. Books. The Big Book of Dashboards by Steve Wexler, Jeffrey Schaffer, and Andy Cock-Grieve. Storytelling with Data by Cole Nussbaum and Knaflic. Information Dashboard Design by Stephen Few. Online Learning. Coursera, Data Visualization with Tableau, Power BI for Business Analytics. edX, Business Intelligence Concepts, Tools, and Applications. YouTube, Guy in a Cube, Power BI, Tableau Tim, Tableau. Communities. Reddit, Art Power BI, Art Tableau, Art Data Science. LinkedIn Groups, Business Intelligence Professionals, Data Visualization Society. Forums, Stack Overflow, Microsoft Power BI Community, Tableau Community Forums. Appendix E, Questionnaire for Stakeholder Interviews. Use this set of questions when gathering requirements for a new report or dashboard project. General understanding. 1. What is the main goal or purpose of this report dashboard? 2. Who will be using it? Data needs. 3. What key metrics or KPIs are most important to track? 4. Are there existing reports you currently use or refer to? Usage context. 5. How often will you need to access this information? 6. Do you prefer high-level summaries or detailed breakdowns? Technical preferences. 7. What tools or platforms are you comfortable using? Excel, Power BI, Tableau, etc. 8. Will mobile or remote access be important? Access and permissions. 9. Should everyone see the same data, or should access vary by user? 10. Are there any confidentiality or compliance concerns?